Hi, my name is Haziq.
Hi, my name is Haile.
My name is Shamshul.
Assalamualaikum. Hi, my name is Nurul Sabrina.
Hi, my name is Ehdaf.
Hi, I am Siti Shara.
And I am IIUM student.
And I am IIUM student.
And I am an IIM student.
And I am an IIUM student.
And I am IIUM student.
I am IIUM student.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Said Ibrahim Al-Habshi bin Said Hamid, and today begs the question, is mental health really our greatest wealth? So, after being given this project by our beloved Dr. Aslam Akbar, we were thinking to ourselves, what is an impertinent topic that needs to be addressed in this day and age? We see so many students going through problems in their lives. They have so many issues, so many grievances that they are dealing with, and on a surface level we can't really tell that these people are going through these different things. So what would the most logical thing to do be? It would be to more or less assess what these students are going through and to try to help them, to try to actually understand what they are going through, to be able to better analyze and to be able to better handle what they are going through these sort of discussions that we had in our project. So, what is our project exactly? Our project is actually an initiative for us to be able to have a sort of group discussion, have a sort of confession session with the IIUM students, so that they are able to actually understand that there are also other people that might be going through the problems that they are going through, so that they are able to better cope and understand the problems that they are going through. So, because of this, we decided to have this project, and we actually were quite successful in having a few group discussion sessions whereby people were able to share with us the things that they've gone through in their lives, and we were able to actually provide them with some necessary and useful advice to be able to understand and better handle the situation. To shed some light on our project, I'd like to give some background on why we actually started doing this program. So, we noticed that a substantial amount of IIUM students were actually going through a lot of problems or facing a lot of challenges in their pursuit as a student, in their journey as a student in IIUM. Some of those problems are problems that we as our team faced ourselves. So we thought that what better way to do this than to actually understand and actually be able to evaluate what these students are going through. So through our survey, we found that there were a lot of problems that are more or less clashing between all of these students. They have problems with their studies, they have personal life problems, they have a lot of grudges that they have in life. So all of these grievances that they are facing are things that we were able to assess, and we felt that this was significant enough for us to actually attempt to go forward with this project in order to be able to help these students to better understand what they were going through, and for the others in the group discussion to be able to help each other within the group discussion. But before that, I'd like to pass it to Hazim for him to better explain the whys, whats and hows behind our project.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohamed Hazim bin Rozali, and firstly, I will talk about the objective of our project. Okay, our project's main objective is to lessen the stigma attached to mental health. To simply put, mental illness actually has harmed too many people and has been around for far too long. While actually the good news is that reducing stigma can accomplish with actual measures, one of which has already been implemented in our project. So all students, whether they are local or foreigner, should have access to the essential mental health treatment that they need. For our next objective is actually to normalize the habit of asking help when student encounter a problem. So actually this is because most students are scared to share their problem. with other people because they don't want to be seen as a problematic student and an organized student. They want to be seen as a normal and problem-free student, but actually they did not know that it will cause and it will slowly corrupt their own mind from the inside. Also, our objective is to create healthy environment for students to live in. As I already know, nowadays suicide has become the norm among students who are trying to actually to find an easy way out of their problems without thinking about the after met whether their family will be left in grief and people around them will also be affected. And lastly, our goal and objective is to implement the SDG 3 and SDG 4, which is good mental health, good health and well-being, and quality education. Okay, for the significance of our project is firstly is to help students to better cope with their mental health issues. So nowadays, students have lots of mental issues that it actually may lead to suicide or harm themselves. The academic demands of university such as assignment, exam, and maintaining a good grade point average, which is GPA, can be overwhelming for many students. The project also aims to educate students on the potential risk and warning sign of mental issues as well as importance of self-care and well-being to manage stress and maintaining good mental health. Our significance project is also to provide university students with access resources and information on where to find help for mental issues. Many university students may not know where to turn for help or may feel hesitant to seek help due to the stigma surrounding mental health. Lastly, by promoting the idea that taking care of the one's mental health is priority, the project aims to empower students to take control of their mental health and make it a priority in their life. Okay, lastly, we encountered a few challenges and obstacles as our topic is related to mental health, which is a very sensitive topic. Our primary goals for this project are to reduce the common stigma associated with mental health and to insist that students seek help if they experience difficulties during or after our project. Therefore, there have been a challenge while we conduct our project, such as the target amount of survey, interviewing people to get data, and talking about the mental health itself. Mental health is one of the topic that does not get much attention as it should. People are still close-minded about this topic. However, Malaysians needs to come together and destigmatize mental health issues in society since it's still an issue in Malaysia. We hope that students in our university can know and learn about the mental health so that they can associate with the mental issues very well. And that's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you, Hazim. Now on to the recommendations of the project. So we realized early on that there were a few problems that we had regarding the distribution of our posters and the links, as it wasn't getting as much traction as we initially thought it would. So we realized that instead of putting out these posters and these links for the Google Form surveys, we could instead have stands or booths where it's a more hands-on thing, it's a more visually appealing thing where people can come and look at our booths, people can actually interact with us physically and actually get to know what the objective and what the purpose of this program is, so it will entice them to actually participate in the program. Not only that, but we are also able to get a more hands-on approach and we are able to get to know the participants better before we actually start group discussions of the program in the first place. Because once we are able to evaluate and assess who the potential participants are, we are then able to understand and we are able to better cater the sessions to each individual in the group discussion. So we felt that that's one of the many things that we could have done differently in the beginning of our project, in the distribution of our project. Now on to the second recommendation of our project. As you all may know, mental health is an extremely serious issue and we plan to handle it as such. We realized that a simple group discussion, much like the one that we had, does not suffice in tackling the issues and problems that students in IIUM face. So instead of having a small group session, small confession session with the students, we thought that it would be feasible to potentially implement a club to actually be able to cater individually to each and every one of these students. How would we do this, you might ask? Well, we could probably have a sort of agreement with the counselling section of IIUM, whereby we as a club would be a subdivision under the counselling section, and we would be able to have a more hands-on approach with the individual students in that way, as students would be more open to sharing with fellow students, as we are also fellow students that might be going through the same things that they are going through. So there's a relatability in that sense. We would also be able to cater to their needs as we have resources of other students at our disposal who will be able to share their experiences with us so that we are better able to cater to the individual students. They might not be as comfortable talking to counselors as they would be talking to their friends. This in turn would give us a more hands-on approach with the students, and I feel like it would give more meaning to our project. Not to say that our project before this wasn't meaningful, as it did give us some surface level understanding of the problems that IIUM students are going through. But if we were to create a club, we would be able to have the experience of all of the students that join our club, as well as the manpower that those students provide once they join our club. And therefore, those are the recommendations that we have, and that's all from me. Thank you.